Good morning. We're very excited to be having UPC join us on Sunday, and we will be picking various crops, and that'll include zucchini, squash, we'll have some eggplant, we'll have some chilies, we'll do some planting of seeds in flats in our greenhouse. We've also got more squash, spaghetti squash and butternut squash to pick.
Did you say tomatoes?
And we'll have tomatoes to pick as well. And we picked a few little things here, but you'll see more as we go around on our tour. And we look forward to having you join us.
Here we have our chili field with many types of chilies. What types do we have, Jerry?
We have jalapenos. We have Big Jim New Mex long green. We have Barker long green, we have Joe Parker long green, we have Hungarian yellow wax peppers, we have shishito peppers from Japan, the very mild ones. We have lumbre, also a hot long green chili. And we have Rachel, who's out here working right now picking chilies, and so we've so far probably got 1,000 to 1,500 pounds of chilies this year. So we're going to be picking some chilies as part of our Sunday effort here, and so we'll sit down and pick all the red ones and some of the green ones that are ready.
We have eggplants here that we can be picking.
It is toward the end of the season and there's not much left, but this variety is called Black Beauty eggplant, and we'll show you some different ones over in the other field that are called Ichiban, a Japanese variety. They look like purple bananas. We have some tomatoes here in this part of the garden, and we will be picking them as well. And here's one that just came off. It's not quite fully ripe, but it will ripen. And so we'll be picking a few tomatoes as part of our efforts on Sunday. And these are highly prized, and we use them as bribe food for volunteers. So you need to come back also many times to pick tomatoes. So this is our greenhouse, and it is climate controlled. And so we grow tomatoes here in the winter time. And we also have an effort where we wind up we plant a lot of seeds into these flats to start our plants, and then we'll transplant them into larger pots. But these are some of the tomatoes that we'll be putting into some of the pots. I've got another 25 that we need to transplant to get ready for the winter growing season. And so we'll have some people planting more seeds. We've got cabbage and cauliflower and broccoli to put into flats. So that's part of the one of the things we'll be able to do for people who need to sit down and don't bend over real well. So we've got something for them to do as well. Okay, we have a lot of zucchini squash planted, and we will be picking the squash on Sunday. You can hold that. And what's involved is that we find them and we twist them and we'll pick them. This is about as small as we pick them. We try to get them to be about the length of our forearms. And so these are actually called black zucchini, even though they're the dark green that we all know. So we'll have several rows of these to pick on Sunday, the 30th. In addition to the zucchini squash, we have spaghetti squash to also pick. So we'll be doing that, and you can see butternut squash over there that we'll be picking. And then we go back to zucchini And then we have more spaghetti squash over there. So we have a variety of squash that we will be harvesting. So I mentioned when we were looking at the eggplant on the other field, it was called Black Beauty. Well, these are the ones that are called Ichiban. And they, like I said, they look like purple bananas. And they're actually just gorgeous. They've got a beautiful dark purple color. They are kind of hard to pick, but we've got clippers. And they're a Japanese eggplant called Ichiban. And so we'll be picking these on Sunday as well. So thank you for following along with this tour. And you know, a lot of times people wonder why we do that, and it's all about taking care of our neighbors. And it's all follows the parable of the sheep and the goats, where Jesus was talking about there's a place in heaven for you sheep and not so much for the goats. And there's place in heaven for the sheep because they gave him water when he was thirsty and fed him when he was hungry and clothed him. And so we use that as kind of our guiding principle here. And we tell that to all the visiting youth who come out here, that this is the way that we help take care of our neighbors.